To the Galactic Council of the Grand Federation, this is not a greeting. It is a dire and solemn warning. The subject of this warning is humanity. Humans, as a species, are remarkably average. Their intelligence sits squarely between brilliance and idiocy. I've known men capable of redirecting entire asteroid fields, mining them clean of resources without the aid of AI or targeting systems. And yet, those same men are baffled by the mechanics of restocking a vending machine. I once met a human who couldn't solve the simplest equation, 5 + 5. But that same man could repair a fusion reactor with nothing but a pipe wrench. In combat, the same duality holds true. I will not speak of their super soldiers, the legionnaires, but rather the ordinary human grunt. I've seen riflemen who couldn't hit the broadside of a starfreighter with a Gatling cannon. Yet, give them a knife, and not even a Manadan eviscerator drone could stand against them. Conversely. They're long-ranged marksmen, they're snipers, can strike a coin-sized target 2 miles away in the midst of a hurricane. Though many of them would lose a simple fistfight, humanity, as a collective, defines the center of the sentient spectrum. They are, all at once, the fastest and slowest, the wisest and most foolish, the fiercest fighters and the gentlest pacifists. It is this paradox that makes them both loved and loathed throughout the galaxy. Humans adapt. Given enough time, resources, or reason to remain, they can survive anywhere their biology allows. They blend in so completely that, before long, they seem less like outsiders and more like kin, bound not by blood, but by sheer tenacity and will. But I am not writing to sing their praises. I write to issue a warning. Humans are far, far more dangerous than even they realize. The average human is ordinary in nearly every way, save for one crucial exception. They're young. All species are protective of their offspring, but humans take this instinct to an entirely different level. Allow me to illustrate with a story. One of my crew, a human named Carrie, was hired on the recommendation of my harbor master. An average human by all accounts, polite, diligent, and unremarkable. She served as a ship's janitor, yet quickly became attached to the children aboard. A handful of juvenile Rexus, Axony, and a few others. Within weeks, she was their de facto babysitter. Between cleaning duties and maintaining supply lockers, she spent every spare moment caring for the younglings. It seemed harmless. Humans are social creatures, known for their warmth. We thought nothing of it until I witnessed something that changed my understanding of her species forever. If Carrie's actions reflect the instincts of her kind, then humanity possesses a trait that elevates them beyond all others, a capacity that makes them either our most powerful ally or our most terrifying enemy. During a routine cargo run to a human outer colony, a simple mission to deliver red spice and medical equipment, we were ambushed by Ronnie pirates. The King's Masons. Yes, those King's Masons. The same gang that destroyed an entire Federation escort fleet and held the Ron Queen hostage for 2 months. Their message was brief. Stand and deliver. Their ion cannons crippled our ship before we could respond. Within minutes, they cut through our hull and began boarding. My crew armed themselves and prepared to repel them. Unfortunately for the pirates, though none of us knew it yet, they chose the wrong entry point. Instead of the main boarding ramp, they breached the cargo bay where Carrie and the children happened to be. The pirates tore through the area, plundering cargo and smashing through doors in search of valuables. Tin, one of Tim, unlucky beyond measure, stumbled upon Carrie and the younglings. She stood her ground, refused to surrender, and he struck her hard. And still, she refused to surrender. Carrie told the children to hide, turning their terror into a game of hide-and-seek. When one of the pirates lunged to grab a fleeing child as it disappeared into a maintenance hatch, she intercepted him, just in time. He sneered, muttering something vile about juvenile-flavored soup. That was his final mistake. With a scream that defied description, a raw, primal sound of hatred and fury, Carrie launched herself at him. The pirate was caught completely off guard. Before he could even react, she pinned him to the deck and, with nothing but her bare hands, began ripping out his teeth. Let me repeat that, so there is no misunderstanding. With her bare hands, she tore his teeth from his skull. her banshee-like shrieking and his screams of agony echoed through the cargo bay. Other pirates rushed to intervene, only to meet the same fate. Carrie became a storm of rage and violence, a whirlwind of vengeance. She severed limbs, crushed skulls, bludgeoned men to death with their own dismembered arms. In that dreadful moment, every crew member present, myself included, witnessed something we had never imagined possible. We saw a Rani warrior experience fear. During her rampage, Carrie disarmed one of them, seizing a grenade. She shattered his jaw, pried it open, pulled the pin, and shoved the grenade down his throat. The look on that poor soulless face will haunt me until my dying day. The wide, terrified eyes, the desperate clawing at his own belly, the futility of trying to stop what was already inevitable. The explosion that followed painted the cargo bay in blood and shrapnel. That was all it took. The remaining pirates broke and fled in utter terror, scrambling back to their ship, chased by Carrie's curses as they retreated into the void. Once the Lightbringer systems were stabilized, we made an emergency jump to the nearest human colony. Rescue fleets were dispatched within minutes, and then Carrie changed. Her breathing slowed, her eyes softened. As if waking from a fever dream, she smiled faintly and called out, "Ali, Ali, oxen free! I give up, the pizza's on me!" Within moments, the hidden younglings unharmed and laughing emerged from their hiding spots and pounced on her, giggling as they wrestled her to the floor. She played along, laughing with them as if the massacre had never happened. When we recounted the story to the human rescue teams, they were unfazed. One officer even shrugged and said, "She went easy on them." I've spent the past 200 hours researching this phenomenon, and every source, human or otherwise, confirms the same chilling truth. Humans, regardless of species or circumstance, possess an unyielding instinct to protect any juvenile in their care or vicinity. Even with no familial bond, they will charge headfirst into danger the instant they sense a child is threatened, utterly heedless of their own safety. This is no isolated incident. It has happened too many times, on record and off, to be mere coincidence. The effect is magnified 1,000-fold when it involves their own offspring, family, or close friends. To the Galactic Council, I say this with the utmost gravity. Use this knowledge wisely, and heed my warning well. Do not, under any circumstances, harm a child in the presence of a human. Should you do so, you will face a wrath beyond comprehension, a wrath born not of training, technology, or strategy, but of something far older, far stronger. The primal, unstoppable force of parenthood. Beneath those unassuming bodies, within those seemingly average minds, beats the most dangerous power in the known universe. You have been warned. Prize Thrawn, captain of the Lightbringer cargo vessel, human space.